welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the NECA Back to the Future Part 2 Ultimate Doc Brown. Now of course this is based on Doc Brown and his appearance in Back to the Future Part 2. Now I did get to see this Back to the Future film in the theaters, you know, and it has always been like one of my favorites in the trilogy. Now I also have the Back to the Future trilogy right here, like on Blu-ray, and this was like a 35th anniversary version that they had released here like a couple of months ago, because it came with like a whole board too. So yeah, I think it was awesome actually getting these again. I used to have these like on cassette too at the trilogy. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this right now. This here's the box that contains the Ultimate Doc Brown from Back to the Future Part 2. Now I like how they did this box. That's cool. It's actually like the newspaper that was in the film. I think that's awesome, like the detail that they put into the box. Of course, you can see images of the figure on the back too, like the accessories. And then it does say, well, on the inside you have like an image of Doc right there. And of course, you can see them right there for his accessories. Now, this is the scripture for it. It says, Ultimate Doc Brown. Marty McFly and Doc Brown experience the adventure of a lifetime in an unlikely time machine as they travel to the past, present, and future, setting off a time-shattering chain reaction that disrupts the time-space continuum. Now it says that this includes a briefcase, binoculars, newspaper, and interchangeable heads and hands. Now they also show all the other figures that's currently available in the line too. And this one kind of, you know, interests me too. They got Griff on the way too as well, because he isn't really out yet, but I guess we can expect to have him pretty soon. Because I actually do have all the rest of them. It says collect them all, 35th anniversary collection. So I'm going to open this on up. Here's the background for the Ultimate Doc Brown from Part 2. You can tell it's like the alley where he landed in the DeLorean when he first went into the future with Marty. Okay, there's the NECA Ultimate Doc Brown based on Back to the Future Part 2. So I'm going to measure him. And he is almost 8 inches. He is like over 7 inches in height. Now, yeah, as you can see, he does stand pretty well too as well. And I already do have like a stand for him. What I'm going to do first is talk about the likeness and the articulation of the figure. Now, you already see that Doc has his like shades on right here. And right there it does look like Christopher Lloyd, even with the shades on. Cause I thought the one from the previous Back to the Future, you know, the first one, the first Doc Brown based on Part 1, that one was like awesome. I thought that was like one of the best figures of the year from NECA. And you can see he has on these clothes. The sculpting in it is just beautiful, as usual from NECA, you know, all the wrinkles and so on in the jacket. He has like a watch right there. And I like this translucent tie that he has on too. It's actually movable too, as you can see. It's like a separate piece. I never even noticed that all this was on his shoes too. That's kind of interesting, being that these are like futuristic shoes. He also has a watch on his hand too as well. He has like 2 watches. He can turn left and right. He can look up and he can like kind of look down, but not too much. His arms do go up and out. Now I must admit, right there, they seem to be kind of loose. Like this arm is kind of tight over here. But it does have a bend in it, but this one was actually more looser. Doc and split too as well. Let's see how the legs are. Legs are kind of tight. I don't want to force it too much, you know. But there's no question that he does have a bend, like in his knee. And I already know that these can break off, because I saw them like in another person's like review where they had broke one off. So I know to be careful with the shoes right there. But this is yet another awesome figure, you know. I think this is just beautiful, you know, like the way the NECA did the Doc Brown figures, like the likeness to Christopher Lloyd is just awesome on these figures. It's amazing how good these are, you know. Now I want to move on through the accessories with the Ultimate Doc Brown. He has 2 heads right here, as you can see. This one is like a smiling one. And this is right here where you can really see like the likeness to Christopher Lloyd, how good that is. I kind of believe that the first part from the one based on Part 1 is actually a better one, but this one does look awesome too as well. Very Done very well by NECA. And you can see he has like a smiling face in this one. Then here's like another one right here where he's like, whoa, you know, like, like he's shot. I like how you can still see the mold like on his face too, although that Christopher Lloyd has right there. I think that's awesome. Marty! So you do get like 2 alternate heads, and so you have like a total of like 3 interchangeable heads. So for a Doc, you can see I went ahead and changed one of Doc's heads too as well. I don't have it on all the way though, but just to give you an example, it came off pretty easy too. Up next, Doc gets 2 alternate hands. He has a left and right hand, and you can tell these are kind of like gripping hands. So I guess you have like a total where you do have a total of like 4 interchangeable hands if you count the hands that he does have on. If I'm not mistaken, these watches are removable too. Like if you took his hand off, you can actually slide the watches off too if you want. Then up next is the actual newspaper. That's just like the box cover. I think this is cool. And NECA actually has it like inside this plastic because it was actually on the back of the container that Doc is in. So as you can see, this is it right here. This is awesome. Then the next accessory Doc comes with are these futuristic like binoculars or camera. I remember he was using these like in the alley when they first arrived. Then the last accessory that comes with Doc, and this has to be the coolest thing that comes with him, this is actual emergency cash. Now this is really awesome. It even has emergency cash written on both sides. Then he has like the handle too. But I bet this could be kind of fragile if you're not careful. I bet this part can break. But as you can see when you open it, there's all like the different time periods that Doc has cash for, like all the different years that he has money for. Now that is really awesome. That's beautiful. That got to be the coolest accessory that comes with him. And I bet if you really look very closely at the movie, that was how the actual years were lined up too. It was just that detail. That's awesome. And then of course you can close it back up. That's really awesome as an accessory right there. Now what I want to do is compare the Ultimate Doc Brown from Back to the Future Part 2 with the Ultimate Doc Brown from the original Back to the Future film. So as you can see, this is how they actually look in comparison. I still believe, now this one is an excellent face sculpt too, like a likeness to Christopher Lloyd, but like this one is more probably better, probably because he had just like a simple like normal expression, you know. But these are some awesome figures from NECA. I believe these are some of the best face sculpts they have ever done too, from my opinion. And then I want to compare him with the Ultimate Marty McFly from Back to the Future Part 2. Because of course these are the two that definitely will go together. And you actually can put the first Marty McFly with Doc, you know, because Doc did come to him at the end of the first one, you know, in these clothes, you know, so you can't really put him with the first Michael J. Well, first Marty McFly from the first one, but this is the Ultimate Part 2, so you can see how the size of them. Okay, that's the NECA Back to the Future Part 2 Ultimate Doc Brown figure. This figure is awesome and easy, one of the best figures of the year. The likeness to Christopher Lloyd or Doc Brown himself is just superb on this figure. The actual like sculpting, like and the look of his clothes is just awesome. It really is an awesome figure. He has a nice amount of accessories, and one of the accessories has like the emergency catch is just awesome the way they did that. Now of course this is based on Back to the Future Part 2, and I did get to see this one in the theaters. Of all 3 Back to the Future films, it was Part 2 I got to see it in the theaters. But I do actually have the Blu-ray right here, which has like the trilogy, and this was celebrating the 35th anniversary of it because it came with like a whole board too. I recently picked this up like a few months ago. But yeah, I would definitely recommend picking this one up. It's an awesome figure, and I'm looking forward to more of these. You know, so I'm guessing we'll get ones based on like Part 3, like Old West, like Doc Brown, you know, and so on, like Marty and so on. You know, so I'm definitely expecting that we'll probably get those too. You know, I would definitely recommend this. So this is the NECA Back to the Future Part 2 Ultimate Doc Brown. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well. Great Scott! Dun, 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 dun.